Congratulations! You've made it this far. Welcome to the last lesson of this writing development program. By now, you should be able to know how to find focus, establish organization, develop support and elaboration, and create your own style in writing. Before moving on, can you tell me the other features that we've learned so far? Right! Focus, organization, support and elaboration, and style. Today, we are going to learn about conventions. In this lesson, you're going to learn to recognize common errors in writing conventions and avoid them by examining and editing your text to correct problems in mechanics, usage, and sentence formation. Conventions are the surface features of writing that include the following. Conventions are like a courtesy to the reader. By putting your writing in a form that the reader expects and is comfortable with, you're making it easy for him or her to read and understand your writing. Mechanics are the conventions or rules of print that don't exist in oral language. It involves the rules for spelling, punctuation, capitalization, and paragraphs. Now, I'd like you to take a look at these words and spot the errors. Did you find them? Clearly, there are patterns of misspellings of common words and incorrect pluralization. To avoid this mistake, always check with your dictionary. And if you're using British spelling, be consistent. Don't mix British and American spelling in your writing. Can you spot the errors here? Did you find them? The errors are on capitalization. Always remember to use capital letters for the first word in a sentence, the word I, and proper nouns. Examine these sentences. Spot the errors. Did you find them? Here, as you've noticed, the writer used incorrect punctuation. Always remember to put a question mark after a question. Use commas to separate words and word groups in a simple series of 3 or more items. Use commas and quotation marks to introduce or interrupt direct quotations. Let's move on to number 2, usage. Usage are the conventions of both written and spoken language that include word order, verb tense, and subject and verb agreement. Let's practice again. See if you can identify the errors in these sentences. Did you find them? If you noticed, the verbs are incorrectly used. Always remember that a plural subject takes a plural verb, whereas a singular subject takes a singular verb. Use verbs in the past to express an action that happened in the past, in this case, the verb ate. Don't mix might and could. Just write, I might go flying. This means that there is a possibility that you would go flying. Use the words were and would when using if sentences. Now spot the errors here. Did you find them? Here, the writer misused the use of pronouns. Use between you and me, not I. With you and me, not I. Katie and I, not myself. Now spot the errors here. Obviously, these pronouns are formed incorrectly. Spot the errors here. Did you find them? The writer failed to use the words according to what they really mean. Again, the dictionary is a useful tool in this case. Let's proceed to number 3. Sentence formation is the way that phrases and clauses are used to form simple and complex sentences. Now let's identify the common errors that are usually committed in forming sentences. They are fragments, run-ons, and phrases or clauses that interfere with the meaning of sentences. What are fragments? Fragments are the group of words that masquerade as a complete sentence. Run-ons have several main clauses that are strung together without proper punctuation. In the next slide, I will show you examples of these common errors, and I'd like you to study how they are corrected. Fragments. Run-ons. and phrases or clauses used incorrectly that interfere with the meaning of the sentence. Remember these tips to help you follow the conventions when writing. Always work with a dictionary. Keep a list of words or punctuation that you have problems with. Always proofread your work, or you can always ask someone to do it for you. Click on the link below this video to read more on spelling, punctuation, and other things related to this lesson. Now it's time to assess your work. Use these guide questions to help you. On mechanics, are punctuation, capitalization, spelling, and paragraphs used correctly in your piece? On usage, does your piece demonstrate standard usage? On sentence formation, are your sentences complete? There you go. I hope that these questions are able to help you identify the writing convention errors in your writing. Please revise or edit your text if necessary. Before we end, let me just remind you about these important dates. This completes the lessons in Phase 2 of this writing development program. If you have any questions about today's lesson, please send me a private message via Sonago Learn. For technical help, you may contact us at the following. Thank you and keep on writing!